Hearing impaired. How can we help students who have a hearing impairment? Deaf or hard of hearing. California serves 14,000 deaf or hard of hearing students a year. Depending on the student, some remain in a mainstream classroom. If this doesn't work for the student, they may be in an isolated environment or with an aide to be at their side. Deaf or hard of hearing programs are extremely costly. Students who are in a large urban area have a better chance of being a part of a beneficial deaf or hard of hearing program. There's no single program that works for every student. That's why these students who are in large urban areas have a better chance because there's more likely to be a wide variety of programs around. American Sign Language. This is the language used by deaf Americans. It consists of hand gestures, facial expressions, and finger spelling. It is estimated that between 250,000 and 500,000 deaf people use ASL. Teachers can use finger spelling or other useful signs to relate to and encourage their deaf or hard of hearing students. This is just one way that teachers are able to really connect with these students. If they really take an interest in learning sign language or learning the basics of it, they'll be able to communicate with their students who are deaf or hard of hearing. How can we help in the classroom environment? At the beginning of the school year, it's important that these teachers meet with the previous teachers. They're able to find out what worked well, what didn't work, what has already been established that maybe they can embellish on. Be flexible in the classroom. Change the classroom to fit their needs no matter what it is. Be creative. Create special signals to know if their needs are being met or if they do need additional help. Communicate clearly. Ensure there is nothing obstructing your voice from the student. Academic accommodations. Keep lessons short and simple. Use more than one way to explain material. Summarize the lesson as you move through it. Face the class directly while speaking. If necessary, find someone to take notes for that student. Arrange seats so they're able to sit close to the teacher. If they're able to sit closer, they can also read your lips. So as long as you have nothing obstructing you, they're able to learn better. Classroom audio amplification systems. Teachers can use microphones and speakers to assist students that may struggle to hear the instructions. Social accommodations. Deaf and hard of hearing students will sometimes fall behind with their peers. In some cases, they didn't receive adequate support before entering school. At times, they may struggle with aspects of their life like stress or frequent confusion. They may find it difficult to communicate with peers who are not deaf or hard of hearing. This can lead to additional stress or lack of motivation, and it could also lead to bullying. So it's important that teachers really pay attention to what is happening with their deaf or hard of hearing students so that we can avoid any harmful situations to these students. Deaf culture. Deaf culture consists of the norms, beliefs, values, and mores shared by members of the deaf community. The word mores is pronounced mares, is a noun. It means the essential or characteristic customs and conventions of community. This includes the customs, conventions, ways, way of life, tradition, practices, and habit of people. These students who are deaf have a very specific culture of their own. Oftentimes deafness runs in families, and students may have parents, siblings, or other relatives who are also deaf or hard of hearing. Continued. Deaf or hard of hearing of the community do not consider themselves to be disabled. They see themselves as one culture and linguistic minority. They often go to deaf school and or Gauntlet University. These are just a few resources for teachers. They are able to look through them and hopefully find a way that they can help their students and be able to benefit their education.